What's up guys, it's YGFT here, back at it again with another video, and check this out. Today we're gonna take a close look at the Hot Wheels 50th anniversary shelf or display case. For those who don't know, Hot Wheels made this for us collectors, and it's a shelf where you can display up to 48 cars. And yeah, I was pretty lucky to buy one second-handed without the Chevy Silverado, sadly. But man, this is going for 50 US dollars right in Amazon, and here in Singapore it's going for 100 Singapore dollars. That's crazy. I'm not paying that much for the shelf, but thankfully I was able to buy one without the Chevy Silverado at a really good price, and that's why I'm able to purchase it and review it for you guys. Because today we're gonna talk about the pros and cons on this shelf. And by the way, if you guys want to check out the cars up close, I might make another video on that and share with you guys why the cars you're seeing are on the shelf. But anyways, let's talk about the pros and cons. Let's start with the positive things that I like about the shelf. The first thing I like is the quality, man. Although it's all plastic, there's no chrome. Yeah, by the way, I watched Big Time Racing's video on this. He made a good point. There are no chrome or metal pieces on the shelf. It does suck, but still it's good quality, man. The framing, it's pretty sturdy, not to mention the acrylic door. It opens, at first I was kind of scared that it might break off easily, but after opening it and closing it a lot of times, yeah, I think I'm pretty confident that it won't break too easily. Just make sure you're careful. It's pretty nice, and that nice clicking sound, it's secured, it's cool. And not to mention, after putting the cars on the shelf, the platform holds the car nicely. And also, speaking of quality, look at that. There's a nice Hot Wheels logo embossed on the bottom left to signify that it's an actual Hot Wheels product. And not to mention the line. I like this orange line on the bottom part of the shelf. I think it's a nice touch rather than it being plain black or dark gray. I think this thing is like dark gray. They added the orange line there to signify a Hot Wheels track, so that's cool. It also comes with the stand. If you don't want the stand, you can simply remove it, but I decided to add it just to make sure it's more stable. But yeah, you can remove it, or if you want to hang it on the wall, you can see there's holes for you. You can just put something on the wall for you to be able to hook them up. I can't see where's the other hole. Yeah, it's somewhere there. But yeah, you can hang this on the wall if you want. But for me, I'm just gonna probably display this on my table. So yeah, the quality is good. Now heading to the back right here, let me try my best to. Okay, it's quite heavy. I don't want the cars to bump into each other, so we're just gonna have to improvise right here. On the back, there's a Hot Wheels logo right here. I am not sure why no one is gonna see this. It's behind the shelf, but there it is. Hot Wheels could have saved a few cents by not having to emboss this on the back, but there it is. Yep, there you go. So that's cool, I guess. Yeah, but those are the only positive points on this shelf. I mean, not only those are positive points, and overall they're pretty cool. Now, for the not quirks and features, the first thing I don't like about the shelf is the sides. So let's go back to the side right here, and oh, look at that! Oh, Drifter, what's wrong with the sides? There's some nice patterns on the side of the shelf, and I have to agree, the pattern does look nice, but it's impractical because there are holes which leads into the inside of the shelf. So you might be thinking, what's wrong with that? Well, let me show you. What happens after a prolonged period of time? Well, dust forms. So yep, that holes that you see on the side, which a lot of you guys might find pretty, nice looking design, well, that's a free real estate for dust to come in. Yep, so I would be surprised even after a few weeks if dust starts to form on my shelf. I won't be surprised at all. I do understand that there's already a hole on the handle, and it makes sense. It's a cool practical thing so they can open it easily and then close it. But yeah, this hole is already big enough, and not to mention there's already more holes on the sides. Yeah, it's like a free real estate for dust to come in, and that does kind of suck. I would have preferred if they were just solid, if there were no holes at all. I mean, it's in the side. No one's really gonna see the design on the side. But yeah, that's the route Hot Wheels decided to do. Put holes on the side. The second thing I don't like are the platforms, right? So here it is. If you take a look at the cars, you can fit long cars like the Ecto, or tall cars like the Long Gone Casting, or even a drag bus. Yeah, if you're wondering, yes, a drag bus can fit in this display case. But the thing that I don't like about the platform is let me remove this thing right here. Do you guys see this thing in the middle? This is to separate the right half of the car and the left half of the car. So this is where your rubber tires or the wheels of the car will rest. Yes, that makes sense, and it's quite nice. It holds the car in place somewhat. But if you talk about cars like this NSX, which are they have a low profile, it's close to the ground. When you put cars like this here, the wheels don't touch the floor at all because the base of the NSX is touching that middle aisle. This thing right here, it's quite high. If Hot Wheels just made this whole thing flat, that would have been cool. I understand that they added this thing so that the cars will be more centered to each other, so that not, so for example, this car won't be here and then this car won't be to the front. It is a nice touch, but I wish Hot Wheels could have made it a little less little less thick, because Hot Wheels have some low profile cars as well, so it's harder to display low profile cars like this NSX I just explained. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Although on the side note, it's cool that you can actually remove this if you want. For example, you have a tall casting that is 2 stories tall, you can remove this individually and display them. So it's cool. This whole shelf is practical, but I just want to add that thing kind of sucks. And also to add on to the display problems, you can see on the bottom there are small humps so that the car are kind of separated with each other, but it's also not that practical because, for example, you can see this drag bus, the hump doesn't really prevent it from knocking the other drag bus. And not just the drag bus, for cars as well. For example, look at this. See, it doesn't really do anything. This small little hump, it's very out of place. If they made it thicker here and less thicker for the things in the middle here, it would have been better. But this is what we have. And yeah, I find it kind of funny that Hot Wheels didn't really think it through. But despite those downsides I pointed out, overall it's a nice display case. I understand the pricing might be a bit too steep, 100 Singapore dollars or 50 US dollars for a display case that can only store 48 cars. It is kind of steep. You can get one customized for probably $20 to $30, but you might be you can't really say the price might be steep because it's good quality. It's a good quality. It's practical. It's a good starter set. If you're not one of those people who knows where to get your custom acrylic case, or you're too lazy to build a display case for yourself, this Hot Wheels 50th anniversary display case is a nice starting point for you to display some of your favorite cars. So overall, I think it's pretty good. But how about you guys, those with the shelf? What do you guys think of the shelf? Do you guys think it's worth 50 US dollars? Or for those in Singapore, it's worth 100 Singapore dollars? Please tell me your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. But yeah, those were my points on this shelf. So anyways, that's it guys for the review of the Hot Wheels 50th anniversary shelf. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys found this video useful, please give this video a thumbs up. Anyways, I hope see you guys next time. Have fun collecting, displaying your cars like I do right here. Man, it looks really pretty, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.